Hi, this is Ohad from ThinkUp. In the following video, I would like to show you how to build your startup more professionally. Remember, most startups fail, and we would like to increase your chances of success. Building your startup more professionally means clearly defining your problem and making sure it's real, presenting your planned solution to your target audience and making sure you get positive feedback, making sure your market is big enough, and making sure you have something truly unique. We want to make sure that you're on the right path to product market fit, you have a big opportunity lying ahead of you, and you have good chances of long-term success. We will be showcasing this on our platform, which is an AI-powered SaaS solution that leverages best practices and proven methodologies from the startup ecosystem. It guides you step by step to build your startup more professionally and more effectively. Our platform is built out of modules, or steps as we like to call them, where each step addresses a different topic. Upon onboarding, our solution uses your problem and solution definition in order to get to know you better. Then, when going through the various tasks, it references the most relevant LLM to provide suggestions. Let's go.
So today's example draws inspiration from Freestyle, YC batch participant, founded by two software engineers, encountering some pain in software development tools. When it comes to the integration of front-end and back-end development, they think they can have a better solution with a new framework to help software developers. Let's start with customer discovery. We'll try to identify the end users and create personas. So the platform suggests, make some suggestions about the end user, the full stack developer, the software engineer, etc. The decision maker could be the CTO, software development manager, and lead software engineer. Okay, the same personas, but on a higher managerial level. Another persona who can influence the decision making of buying this product is a software architect. Let's move on to mapping one of the personas. Let's start with the full stack developer, identifying the age, rather young, gender and location. There's a specific bio. Again, this is fictitious. And we're going to identify, define the main goal, the frustrations, the pains of that persona, the needs. And we've got a full persona mapping right here. We can move on and map a few other personas. So that's it for the customer discovery page step. Let's move on to market research. The market overview step, we would like to analyze the market and understand the TAM and the CAGR. So we're going to start with, we have two options, either top-down or bottom-up analysis. We're going to start with the top-down. Platform just found a couple of relevant market reports. One is around the application development market. The other one is AI coding tools. Not very specific to what we need. So we need to look into those market reports and identify specific segments within those markets. Alternatively, you can go and find a more relevant market report. Let's move on to bottom-up analysis. We've got a formula right here. We need to find the unit of measures. We think it's the number of developers. Platform make a few more suggestions. Let's go for the number of developers. There's a breakdown, just as an information, suggestions. Now, using ChatGPT, we found out that in the world there are approximately 29 million developers. Obviously, they're all types of developers, but this is just a quick example. Let's find out what's the size of the market. So we believe there's a willingness to pay, annual willingness to pay for that kind of a product per seat of $200. That's an average IDE annual cost per developer. So if an organization would buy it per seat, it would pay $200 per developer per year. That would bring us to a total of TAM of $6 billion. Let's use the same CAGR from top down, and we can see that Finally, we get a couple of results, the top down, the bottom up. Obviously, as we said before, the top down is not very accurate. You need to find maybe a better market report and identify the specific industry segment that is relevant to this developer tool. So that's it for market overview. Let's move on to user research. The user research step, we'd like to interview potential users. We will choose a specific persona, the full stack developer, for example, and platform helps us by generating the base for the interview script. We can update that. Then we need to look for a participant to interview. We've got a few meetup groups, LinkedIn and Reddit groups where we can go in and find the potential interviewees. Later on, we can upload the interview recordings, and the platform can help us with the analysis of the interview and make sure we validate the assumptions that we made earlier about the persona, pains and needs, goals and motivations. That's it for the user research step. Let's move on to product concept. In the product concept step, we're laying down the foundations of our future product. First of all, we're starting with the product statement. Okay, Freestyle is for full stack developers who are looking for automating code integration. It's a product that removes unnecessary layers from the development process. Okay, we'll use that as a North Star for future development of the product. Obviously, our platform helps you with suggestions to complete this task. Okay, we will then need to rank the various needs of the persona that we mapped earlier. That will guide us with what to develop later. We think that these two needs have the highest value to the, if we address them, would bring the highest value to the persona, and this is aligned with our product statement. Again, we're selecting the two top needs. This will help us focus our efforts, and we then need to specify what are the capabilities that we are going to develop for each persona need. Then we would like to specify how well are we going to cover that need. Obviously, it's not always 100% coverage, and feasibility. Can we develop that capability? So, this is it for the capability summaries. This is what we're going to build in our product. Let's move on and define value proposition. So we can find here a couple of value proposition, what we are offering to software developers. Then we can move on to a higher level overarching statement, the entire value proposition, a general statement of the value proposition of our product. Finally, we need to upload architecture that's kind of a light architecture for our product. This will be embedded in the marketing material like the pitch deck. That's it for the product. The competitive analysis tab, we map out the competitive landscape and compare Freestyle to its potential competitors. Let's start with defining the competitors. ThinkUp provides some suggestions. Obviously, we need to validate that each suggestion is truly a competitor. You can add your own competitors, and this way we'll get a list of all potential competitors. You will then need to classify them to direct and indirect competitors, get the competitive landscape map, then dive into each competitor and specify how does it address the same needs that we've identified before. Then you need to specify how well does the competitor cover those needs. Address those needs. This will be the basis for the comparison later on. So what we've done so far can help us visualize how well does Freestyle stand in comparison to its potential competitors. The axis in this diagram are the needs, the persona's needs. This is the accurate way to compare yourself to your competitors. Let's move on to understanding the advantages. We need to craft our unique value proposition statement, and then understand if do we have a competitive advantage, a long-lasting advantage over our potential competitors. There are all sorts of options here. Maybe the best one here is the fact that they're an experienced team. They've got a few years of experience as developers. The question is, how rare is it? How hard is it to imitate that experience? Finally, you need to craft your competitive statement. I think it's a bit of a challenge in this case. Not sure about the competitive edge. And that's it for the competitive analysis step. That's it for freestyle. If you've got any comments, remarks, questions, or suggestions, we'll be happy to hear them. And remember, if you've got a great idea and you want to build your own startup, sign up to our platform and start your own journey.